Hello and welcome back to Focus Poetry for our last day with a poem with no title. So here we go. I'm going to read it with you. Would like for you to join me and read it together. Here we go. A poem with no title. If you stood up with your feet in the grass up to your ankles in grass, and your arms had leaves running over them, and every once in a while one of your leafy fingers was nudged by a bird flying past. If the skin that covers you from top to tip wasn't skin at all but bark, and you never moved your feet from their place in the earth, but stood rooted in that one spot come rain, wind, snow, sleet, thaw, spring, summer, winter, fall, light, bug, day, dark, then you would be me, a tree. So we've looked at this poem for a couple days now, and we've noticed that we do have a title. We call this a shape poem because it looks like the shape of a tree. Found it had one stanza, 25 lines, and right here we learned there were a lot of singular nouns. And we talked about singular and plural nouns, and plural meant more than one, and singular meant one. So with our nouns, we had singular, which equals one, and plural, which equals more than one. So one plus however many others. So today what I want to talk about are some verbs. So a verb, that's what I tell my class, a verb is what you do. It is usually what you do. It's usually an action that you can prove. Not always, but it usually is. And the two, we're looking at two of the tenses that verbs come in today for second grade. We have the past, present, and future tense. But we're only going to look at these two. So past means it's already happened. It's in the past. We've already done it. The present means right now. I'm doing it right now. So I'm talking to you right now. That's in the present. Yesterday, I talked to you out down the neighborhood. That's in the past. I already completed that task. So we're going to go through and look for the verbs and see if they are in the past or in the present. Okay, so let's look at our point. If you stood up with your feet in the earth, what are you doing? You stood. So stood right here. Stand would be the present tense. So stood means it already happened, so that's the past tense. So I'm going to write past up here. Up to your ankles in grass. There's no verb there. And your arms had leaves running over them. And I'm going to say running, because this is kind of a tricky one. But running. Yesterday I ran. Today I am running, or I'm going to run. Tomorrow I will run. That's future. So running means I'm doing it right now. So this is present. Present tense. And this is, I should say, verb tenses. Just so we know. And every once in a while, one of your leafy fingers, no verb there, was nudged by a bird flying past. Nudged means kind of elbowed. Nudged has an ED on the end. And when it has an ED on the end, that's a sure sign that it has already happened, so it's in the past. So nudged is a past tense verb. Flying ing, this ing usually is saying right now. So this is present tense. Okay. If the skin that covers you from top to tip, line 6, no verbs. Let's see line 7. Wasn't skin at all but bark, no verbs. 8. And you never moved your feet from their place. You're right, moved is a verb because I can show you how I move something. I can pick something up and move it. So that's telling me that is a verb because it's something I can actually do. But I see that ed again. That ed is going to tell me that it is a past tense verb. Past tense means it already happened. In the earth. Line number 9, no verb. Line 10, but stood rooted in that one spot calm. Stood, rooted. We already looked at stood and said it was past tense verb. Rooted ends with ed, so that's also past tense. And the one spot to come. And we learned all of these are nouns, so I'm going to skip over those and I'm going to go down here. Then you would be. Be is a weird verb, but it is a verb. Be, you would be, so I'm going to put would be. This is actually your future tense. A tree. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this shape poem. It's a lot of fun to look at and write shape poems. See if on the other side of your paper in your booklet, could you write a shape poem? A poem that looks like it's in the shape of something? Maybe a dog or a car. How about a bicycle or a balloon? What could you write? Try one out. The shape poems are a lot of fun to write. So good luck with that, and we'll see you next week on Focus Poetry. Thanks for joining me. Bye.